Articles can seem scary, I know this, but today I'm going to show you a flowchart that you can save and that will help you easily or much more easily decide when to use which articles and if you should use any articles at all. There are exceptions, obviously, you know this, you expected me to say that, but today is not a time to look at exceptions. Today we're going to look at how things work with the vast majority of nouns in the vast majority of situations. So you see here we have the questions you have to ask yourself when you're deciding whether or not you need to use an article and which article to use. The first question you have to ask yourself is your noun countable or uncountable? If it's countable, the second question you have to ask is it singular or is it plural? After that, you ask, is it general or is it specific? You know this part. You might not know this whole overview, but you get that. The first time you mention something, when it's general, when the person you're speaking to doesn't know which thing you're referring to, which one, or when you're not referring to any one in general, then you use a or un. If your noun is countable, singular, and specific, we use the. And you'll notice if you look at this bottom row with the articles or the no articles, you'll notice something. Every time you see the, you see that right above it, it says specific. So like an interesting cross section to consider is that anytime you're talking about something specific, you use the article the, regardless of whether it's a countable noun, an uncountable noun, singular, plural, it doesn't matter. If it's specific, you use the. The only time you use a or un is if it's singular and if it's general and countable. So there's that. And then in other situations, use no article, when it's uncountable and general, and when it's countable and plural and general. Okay. So you'll also notice that if you have a countable noun, and if it's singular, it has to take an article. So remember that as well. Anytime you have a countable noun that is singular, it needs to take an article, either a, un, or the. That's the flowchart, which if you have questions, leave them in the comments. If you're one of my students, you'll be getting more materials on this. So yeah, you might want to take a screenshot, take a photograph of the chart. And when you are reading, you might want to go back and look at, you can work backwards or forwards and think about how authors made the decisions they made when they wrote. And then when you write, obviously, take the flowchart from the top to the bottom to see what you need to do. Okay, so there's no need to fear articles. You've got this.